Okay, this is the hypotenuse. So 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to x squared. So 25 plus 144 is equal to x squared. That adds up to 169. So x is equal to the square root of 169, which is 13. Okay, this is the hypotenuse. So x squared plus 9 squared is equal to 11 squared. That's 81, and that's 121. So I'll bring this over. So x squared will be equal to 40. So x must be the square root of 40, which is 4 times 10. And when you take out the 4 by square rooting it, you get a 2. So x is equal to 2 root 10. Okay, that's our hypotenuse. So 8 squared plus x squared is equal to 12 squared. That becomes 144. So I'll bring this over by subtracting. And 144 minus 64 is 80. That means x is equal to the square root of 80. And 80 has a perfect square factor of 16 in it. And if you square root 16, you'll get 4. So x is equal to 4 root 5. Okay, this is our hypotenuse. So x squared plus 6 squared is equal to 6 root 2 squared. That's 36. And when you square this and you get 36. And when you square this, you get rid of the square root, which is a 2. So that's 72. So now we're going to bring that over by subtracting. 72 minus 36 is 36. So x is equal to the square root of 36, which is 6. Okay, so if these are all right angles, so if this is 12, this is 12. And so that's our side here. So in this problem, the 15 is the hypotenuse. So here's our legs. So x squared plus 12 squared is equal to 15 squared. This is 144, and this is 225. When we move this over, we get x squared is equal to 225. I'm just going to grab a calculator. Oops. 225 minus 144, and I get 81. So x is equal to the square root of 81, which is 9. Okay, if every side is the same, that means that this angle must be equal to this angle. So if this is 45, this is also 45, which then makes this 90 because all three angles have to add up to 90. So that's our right angle. And what that does is it makes our hypotenuse, that's our hypotenuse. So this is one triangle. So we have sides of x and x and a hypotenuse of 6 root 2. So we have the Pythagorean's theorem says x squared plus x squared is equal to 6 root 2 squared. So this is 2x squared is equal to, when I square that, I get 36. When I square this, I get rid of the square root. So that's 72. So now x squared is equal to 36. That means that x is equal to the square root of 36. So x is equal to 6. Okay, here we have a rectangle that has a diagonal of 2 and a length of root 3. So let's stop and draw the draw the rectangle. So we have a diagonal of 2 and a length of root 3. Okay, find the width. All right, this is a rectangle, so we know that's a right angle there. So we have x squared plus root 3 squared is equal to 2 squared. X squared plus 3 is equal to 4. When we move this over, we get x squared is equal to 1. So x must be the square root of 1, which is just 1. Okay, find the length of a side of a square that has a diagonal of length 12. So this is what we're dealing with. We have a square, and then a square, all four sides are the same. And then we have this diagonal of 12. Well, a square means that we have a right angle here. So this is a triangle with a hypotenuse of 12. So x squared plus x squared is equal to 12 squared. So 2x squared is equal to 144. That means that x squared is equal to 72. So x is the square root of 72. And 72 is 36 times 2. And if you square root the 36, you'll get 6. So you end up with x is equal to 6 root 2. Okay, here we have a rhombus, and they're telling us the perimeter is 40. That means that each side must be 10, because in a rhombus, all four sides are equal length. So if all four sides add up to 40, then each side must be 10. And one of the diagonals is 12. So I'm going to draw this and call this 12. The question is, how long is the other diagonal? Well, the nice thing that we know about rhombuses is that the diagonals intersect at right angles. So we have a triangle here, and this is going to be equal to this. So if this adds up to 12, then this side right here must be a 6, and we don't know that length right there. But we do know that x squared plus 6 squared must be equal to 10 squared. X squared plus 36 must be 100. So x is equal to, if I move this over, I get 64. So x is the square root of 64, which is 8. But remember, that's only this right here. They want the measure of the entire thing, so that'd be 16. So 2x is 16. So and this is in centimeters. So this is 16 centimeters. Okay, in this diagram, this entire length is 8. But they're saying that this length from here to here is the same as this length from here to here. So if they're the same, this must be 4 and this must be 4. So let's draw that in. I'll draw that in another color. So this is 4 and this is 4. Okay, now I have a right triangle where these are the legs and this is the hypotenuse. So I have 4 squared plus x squared is equal to 5 squared. That means x squared must be equal to, I bring that over and I get 9. So x is the square root of 9, which is 3. Okay, this is an isosceles triangle because these sides are the same. And so because this comes down here at a right angle, this is an altitude. And an altitude is also a median in an isosceles triangle. So we know that this side and this side are the same. So if this entire thing is 6, this has got to be 3 here and 3 here. And then we have a right triangle. We have, these are the legs, and that's the hypotenuse. So we have 3 squared plus 6 squared is equal to x squared. So 9 plus 36 is equal to x squared. So that means that x is equal to the square root of 45, which is 9 times 5. And if you square root the 9, you'll get a 3. And so x is equal to 3 root 5. Okay, in this problem, these are right angles. So this distance from here to here must be 11. And if the distance from all the way across is 21, that means that there must be 5 missing from here and here each to make up 10. So in other words, this has got to be 5 and this has got to be 5. Okay, now we've got this squared plus this squared is equal to this squared. That's one of the triangles that we have. So we have 5 squared plus x squared must be 13 squared. Bring this over and we get x squared is equal to 144. So x is the square root of 144, so x is 12. Okay, in this problem, let's drop a straight line right down here. And if we do that, if this is 8, this must be 8. And that's a right angle. Okay, now, if this entire thing is 11 and this is 5, then this side right here must be 6. Because that would be 5, and our 5 plus 6 is 11. So here's our right triangle. There's our hypotenuse. So 8 squared plus 6 squared is equal to x squared. 64 plus 36 is equal to x squared. So x is the square root of 100. So x is equal to 10. Okay, first thing we want to do is find this side right here. If this is a right angle, then that's a right angle. And here's our hypotenuse, so we'll call this side y. That means that y squared plus 6 squared is equal to 10 squared. When we bring this over, we get 64. So y is the square root of 64. So y is equal to 8. And now we have a triangle over here where this is the hypotenuse. So we have 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to x squared. 64 plus 225 is equal to x squared. So 289 is equal to x squared. That means x is equal to the square root of 289. So x is 17. And that's it.